I'm Dr. Anita McLaughlin, a transformational counselor, mentor, chaplain, author, entrepreneur, and I am here to talk with you about the process of becoming who you feel that you were innately designed to be. Stay with me as we redefine another diamond moment of your life. Diamonds are produced through time, heat, and pressure. The cut, clarity, and size of the diamond determine its use. The use of the stone adds to its value. Life's diamonds are produced in the same manner, and their value is determined the same way. If you're a diamond, it's time to redefine the previous steps of your process. Before we begin today, I want to remind you that I am available to speak with you personally on wisdom. So join me on wisdom. You can leave questions that I can answer in real time, or when I am doing wisdom talks, you'll be able to talk with me there. You can also reach me through my website at DrAnitaMc.com. That's DrAnitaMc.com. Please, if you enjoy the podcast, please subscribe and please rate it. Today I want to continue talking about to be free. What does it mean really to be free? To be free who the Creator, God, our source, Spirit, created us to be. So many times who we innately are has been so suppressed by situations around us, people around us, the events of our lives, until we have become ineffective in being our true selves. I want us to look at those things. You know, a very large area that we discuss here is taking the negatives of life and turning them into your positives, taking the things that have previously been hurtful to you and using them to strengthen yourself. It's called becoming a wounded healer. And in doing so, it's very, very necessary to take a look inside. The expression that says hurt people, clearly addresses the fact that we have to evaluate where we've been in order to turn that process around, and instead of becoming a hurt person who is also going out and hurting others, that we become a hurt person who is now able to heal others. So I definitely invite you to take a moment for yourself, to put down the busyness of everyday life and the things that fill our time, and to become a person who is able to evaluate what's going on inside of them, to be able to address for themselves how they're feeling. But it takes, again, getting in touch with the way that you're feeling. Remembering that becoming is a process. That process has stages. Being able to label how you're feeling. Everything that doesn't feel good doesn't necessarily feel awful. So when we're looking at evaluating our emotions, being careful to be accurate in what we're feeling, utilizing those feelings to go back and find places of injury. If you were chased by a dog when you were young, and you don't understand exactly why, because your adult mind says that the dog won't hurt you, you have to go back and process those places in your life where you experienced a trauma. Sometimes you can do this on your own, and at other times you need to seek help. You need to get a counselor. You need to get someone who is trained to help you walk through these areas. I've expressed to you previously not to minimize the things that you've gone through. They were really sometimes very traumatic. And so we don't want to say what you felt is not what you felt, or that you were just a little kid and so you didn't understand. It's to be able to honor that child within and to listen to the voice of that child within, and then to heal that voice. Many times we forget that we are no longer that little child, that life has given us experiences that child has never had. And within those experiences are the understanding that we can utilize our adult selves to heal that inner child. Once that child becomes healed, once that which was unspeakable has been spoken, it loses the control that it had over you and over your life. We've all experienced things that were extremely difficult. We've all experienced things that we don't necessarily want to live in a day-to-day basis, but in all actuality, until those hurts are healed, we are living in that bruised place of life. I shared with you about the process of clinical pastoral education, in which counterintuitively you utilize the things that have been hurtful to you, and those things actually become strengths. They become strengths because now you can talk about them openly. You can talk about them without feeling as though just to look at the situation will be overwhelming. You look at them from a perspective of an adult, having words that will define what you see there, and utilizing the concepts to heal what has been hurt within you. When we're talking about being free to be who we are, it takes into consideration the influence of those assigned roles we talked about. Breaking free from those roles or the expectations of other people. Because in all actuality, those people, as I've said before, will not die our death. And therefore those people have no right to live our lives. When we talk about the Creator having made us independent of each other, made us as individuals to be who He created us to be, we also have to realize we enter in as an individual. We exit as an individual. And we do no service to ourselves or others when we are not allowed to be who we innately are. It takes courage to break away from the viewpoint of others. It takes courage to stand up and speak your own truth. It takes courage to be a leader and not a follower. It takes courage to break a mold, specifically when you're recreating your destiny in line with whose source God, Spirit, the Creator, had in mind for you to be. And it does take getting away from the crowd. Sometimes we're asked to do things for a moment that are not required of us to do for a lifetime. So taking the time to heal, taking the time to step away from the crowd, taking the time to be alone with yourself and listen to that inner voice, that small voice within that you may have silenced. It takes courage to step away in order to regain your footing, to reconnect and become who you were meant to be. There's some people who have been so bound to the opinions of others that they lack the ability to stand on their own. It's possible to have been pushed down so far until it takes a while to even get to the place of seeing the light. So when we say that becoming is a process and that process has stages, among those are being still enough to determine who God is trying to show you that you are. To be alone is not necessarily to be lonely. To listen and not be afraid of what you will hear within your own heart, within your own self, takes courage. And I believe that you have that courage. I believe that you were innately created for something special. There are people who have been drawn away, saying that they're listening to what's going on within, and they have done things that may have been hurtful and harmful to others. When I spoke with you about scripture, about looking at and having a foundation of truth on which you can stand, I would say at this point, scripture teaches us that when we're drawn away to something negative, to something bad, to something destructive and hurtful and harmful to others, that is not the voice of Spirit, of God, of the Creator. That is not the Spirit which leads you to better. So, as I said, if you feel within that you're being led to something negative, you definitely need to speak with someone who can bring some clarity to your life. Scripture says that lower natured self has only come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But that which is of your higher self came that you might have life. It has come into your life that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. As you're learning to listen to your inner voice, learn the voice of that which is good. Thank you for listening, and join me next time as we redefine the previous steps of your process. Never forget, becoming is a process. A process has stages. One small change changes everything. So invest in yourself. Please visit my website at www.DrAnitaMc.com. That's DrAnitaMc.com for links and additional information. And please rate the podcast if you're enjoying it.